Hi, I'm Noelle with paperclipping.com, and we are in the Clever Handmade booth, which is the new company of Heidi Grace. And
I'm so excited!
Yay!
I'm so excited. It's good to see you, Noelle.
Good to see you too. Thank you. So Shamel Lane, do you know Shamel?
Yes.
She is the one that told me we got to check out this
I love
embroidery
Shamel.
stuff. Yes, embroidery rub-on stuff going on. So
It's
why don't,
cool.
Let's
Very
see
cool.
What it's all about.
So here's how it works. They're simple rub-ons.
Let me get on this side of you. There we go.
All right, they're simple rub-ons that you can use as rub-ons, but what they are actually intended for is embroidery patterns. So you can see here's the rub-on, and then we simply put it on the paper, and then you use the lines to trace your embroidery pattern. And the reason why they're so cool is because if you like doing the fill-in stitch, oh, you can see my handwriting on here. If you like doing the fill-in stitch, or if you like doing a back stitch or a running stitch, you can do whatever you want, and all you do is follow the line. Here's another really fun example. So here's the rainbow. Here's all the rub-ons. We just took this rainbow rub-on, we put it right here on this layout, and then we just traced the lines with our embroidery thread. And so it makes it really easy for you to have really fun embroidery patterns on your pages, but they're simple, they're clean, they're simple to like follow the line really easily and not get your pattern all dorked out.
Now explain why this is easier to do with your rub-ons rather than just any old rub-on.
We have a metallic ink in our rub-ons that makes them more elastic, so when your needle is going through, it doesn't make the rub-on break and like get loose all over your page. So these rub-ons glide down, they're like butter, they just kind of glide down on your page, and so it makes it really easy.
That's cool. Yeah. And this one's my favorite, just got to point it out.
I know, I love the little tree mushroom.
Yes. I also like the paisleys next door.
So cute.
All right. So now you've got this adorable concept for your papers, your paper lines. And
Yes.
now we want to hear these little stories.
Okay.
Oh, no. Before we do that, we got to talk about this.
That's right.
The embroidery paper, right?
Yeah, so this is so cool because we intended for this to be embroidery board, but then when we started like investigating it and playing with it and researching it, we were like, oh my gosh, it's so much more. So first off, we'll say one of the hard things is when you're embroidering and you like pull your thread tight, it rips your page. So we got this board that you can embroider on it, and you can pull it real tight so that your designs are clean and crisp and it doesn't rip through. This is between a chipboard and a cardstock. But the other cool thing about it is you can emboss on it, you can paint on it, you can get it wet with the misters, you can do anything that you want to do on it, and it doesn't bevel. So you know how usually your pages kind of start to warp a little bit?
Yeah.
Your pages aren't going to warp whenever you use a mixed media on this paper.
It's nice and thick. Like you said, thicker than cardstock,
Yeah.
a little thinner than chipboard.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now we can move on to the paper stories here.
Yes. So for those of you who have been following me a little bit, my family has been growing over the last few years. And so I was excited to come out with a release that showcased kind of what I've been doing over the last few years. So each of the stories is about one of my children, and their stories about kind of rising above adversity. And this is a story about a little girl who knows she can do something big. So she travels the world. She gets in a hot air balloon and she travels the world. And as she's traveling, she realizes that all she really wants to do is settle down and open up a cupcake shop. So she says to herself, I'm going to leave a sparkle on every heart and a cupcake on every doorstep.
So cute.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's a lot of great designs that we incorporated into the story that will work for your scrapbooking pages, like for party and for birthday. And this will be fun for travel. But there is a little story that goes with each.
I love the glitter on these two also.
Yeah,
the glitter is very
a
cute.
a little extra touch to everything.
That's very pretty.
Thank you.
All right, so we got another story over here.
So this is a really fun story. Here's the deal. My daughter, if you have colored hair, if she sees someone like in the grocery store and they have like a little piece of colored hair, she always goes up to them and says, when are you going to turn into a mermaid?
Are you serious?
Yes. She is convinced that people with colored hair are actually mermaids. So this is a story about her, and it's about a little girl who goes to the ocean and she can be herself and she looks out into the sea, but really she's just dreaming about becoming a mermaid and living in a magical castle under the sea. So we wrote this whole story about it, but then again, each of the papers coordinates to work with other things too. So the beach would work for, traveling to the beach, and there's travel papers in this one. And again, we've added the glitter and the shells.
Very cute. I love the whole mermaid story. Your daughter, you didn't tell me that part earlier.
I know. She would definitely be like, oh, Mom, is she a mermaid? Because your hair's so bright.
Oh, even mine?
Yeah. If it's like any color beyond just like brown or blonde, she's so funny. So this is the first time, guys, that we've ever done a boy line. Now, I have 3 daughters, but my one daughter is a total tomboy. She is completely into Spider-Man and space and aliens. And so this collection is about a little person that decides that he wants to go into space. And so he draws up these blueprints to make himself a rocket at home out of old tin cans and leaves a space for his peanut butter jelly and snacks. And he dreams about going into space and meeting space creatures and little space aliens. And so it says on there, he looked up at the moon, he looked up at the stars and put on his moon boots and said to himself, I'm going places.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we've got one more.
So I did a story for each of my 3 beautiful gems, and I was going to actually only release 3 collections, but then I thought, I have to do one for myself. So this collection is actually, I get a little bit emotional when I talk about it, because it's kind of about a mom who struggles through life a little bit, and there's lots of rain, but then she realizes that after rain is when rainbows come. And so she talks about how as she's going through trials in life, she realizes that the most precious moments and the most tender memories are in her home. And so this collection's about the love that I have in my home and have for my children.
Very sweet.
Yeah, it's our family line.
Awesome. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
you. Noelle's the best.
This is Heidi Grace, and it's called
Clever Handmade.
Clever Handmade.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get to know that name now.
That's right, it's going to be up.
And I'm Noelle from paperclipping.com.